So, you're in Lake Forest and you're looking to build an even better bond with your dog. You are absolutely in the right place. We're going to walk through everything you need to find the perfect professional trainer for you and your four-legged family member. Just picture it for a second. You're out for a walk, maybe on the Serrano Creek Trail, and your dog is just trotting along calmly beside you. No pulling, no lunging, just enjoying the day. That right there, that's completely possible. Or how about this? You're sitting at a cafe on El Toro and your dog is just chilling out at your feet, not bothered by anyone walking by. That's what great training does. It makes these dream scenarios your actual everyday reality. So, how do we get there? Well, it all starts with a solid foundation. The most important thing you need to look for when you're choosing a trainer is their basic philosophy. Okay, so the approach that is recommended by basically all the experts, that's behaviorists, you name it, is positive reinforcement. Now, this is so much more than just handing out cookies. It's a way of teaching that's based on science. It helps you build real trust and shows your dog how to make good choices because they want to. It makes learning a fun game instead of a chore, which is just worlds away from some of the old school punishment-based stuff that can actually create more fear and anxiety. All right, so you found a trainer who's all about positive methods. That is a huge first step. The next thing to check out is their qualifications. You might see a bunch of letters after their name, and it can look kind of confusing at first, but it's really simpler than it seems. Yeah, don't let that alphabet soup of letters scare you off. Just think of it as proof. It shows that the trainer has put in the work to pass some tough exams, they follow a professional code of ethics, and they're committed to keeping up with the latest science. Let's look at some of the most common ones you'll see. If you need help with basic manners or puppy training, seeing something like CPD-TK or KPA-CTP is a fantastic sign. But if you're dealing with more serious issues like major fear or reactivity, you'll want to look for a specialist with certifications like CBCCKA or IABC-CDBC. Those show they have some really advanced knowledge. Okay, once you know what to look for in a trainer themselves, the next step is to figure out which training format is going to be the best fit for your goals, your life, and of course, your dog's own personality. Group classes can be awesome for learning how to focus with other dogs and people around, which is a skill you definitely need in Lake Forest. But if you're dealing with problems that only happen at home, like your dog jumping all over guests, then you just can't beat private in-home lessons. The training happens right there in the moment where the problem actually exists. Let's talk about the practical side of things. The budget. It's a consideration for everybody, right? So what should you expect to invest in dog training here in Lake Forest and around Orange County? As you can see, group classes are typically the most affordable way to get started. Private lessons will cost you a bit more for each session, but you're getting that one-on-one, super personalized help. Then you have the more intensive programs like a board and train, which is a pretty big investment, but it can really speed up results in some cases. And remember, a trainer's experience and any specializations will play into these prices too. Okay, now you're armed with all this info and you're ready to start reaching out to some trainers. But what exactly should you ask them? Having a few key questions ready to go will make sure you find the absolute best fit. Think of this as your little interview checklist. You want to go beyond just asking about the price. You need to really understand their approach. Find out how they're going to create a plan just for your dog's needs and how you'll all track success together. And here's a big one. If you're dealing with a serious behavior issue, asking if they're willing to work with your veterinarian is a huge sign of a true professional. Now, let's talk about our own backyard. Knowing the local rules of the road and the best places to practice can help make every single outing with your dog a success. This is the big one. This is the most important rule to remember. Doesn't matter if you're on a neighborhood sidewalk or a hiking trail. Your dog needs to be on a 6-foot leash. It's all about keeping your dog, other people, and our local wildlife safe. So besides the leash law, there are just a couple other key things. You'll need to have a current rabies vaccine, which is state law, and get an annual dog license through Orange County. Oh, and it's good to know that nuisance barking is actually part of the city code, which makes training for things like separation anxiety a really neighborly thing to do. So where can you go to put all these new skills into practice? The dog park over at the sports park is perfect for working on your recall in a safe, fenced-in spot. And trails like Serrano Creek or Whiting Ranch, they're fantastic real-world classrooms for practicing that polite leash walking around joggers, bikes, and other hikers. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This whole process, it isn't just about stopping a few bad habits. It's about learning to communicate better with your dog and making their life richer by giving them the confidence to be a calm, happy part of our world. So happy training. Investing in the right guidance is honestly one of the greatest things you can do for your dog. A well-behaved companion just makes every single part of life easier and more enjoyable, from those simple daily walks to having friends over without any stress at all.